Hello. Welcome. Thank you for the well wishes. I completely forgot it was the partner anniversary, till Twitch reminded me. So that was good. Awesome. It's been a whole year of Twitch partner. Absolutely nothing's changed. We're still good. So yeah, perfectly normal stream, I imagine. Is everything coming through okay? Hopefully it is. Your eyesight, my eyesight did change. That's true. So there you go. That is at least something. Sounds excellent. Great. Did I get a haircut and your beard? It looks thicker. Good observation, Rubius. Yes. I'm feeling a lot more myself since Monday. All right. Oh, okay. So one thing we do have to test out is the alerts. I think because I think the alerts are still working, but let's actually just test some.
Mr. Streamer.
Okay, I think that must have gone through, right? You guys hear that? It's SQL now. All right, that was a one-time thing. God, chat. We heard it. Excellent. Good. All right, that seems to work. That's all I really care about.
Every single day is Web App Wednesday because all I ever do is web apps.
There you go. Every single day is Web App Wednesday. All right. Shall we get the Shall we get the elephant in the room?
Thank you for following.
Out of the way. I committed a heresy. Technically this morning. Fitting that your anniversary is today. Web App Wednesday. Yes, good idea. So yes, very early this morning.
It was great. I don't give a shit about your opinion. Get fucked.
But Twitch is not wanting me to come through on mobile. That sucks. I am streaming in 60 FPS. I wonder if that's why. I don't know. Right. So, yeah. How is this? This is like this is the weirdest, like, honestly, like 12 hours. So, and I honestly, it's I feel like I just accidentally stumble into like segments of our community that feel a certain way, and I'm like, really? You guys existed all this time? Like, so. For context, everyone knows what Darknet Diaries is, right? So Darknet Diaries is an awesome podcast by Jack Reseeder. And he interviews various people in cybersecurity. Darknet. So he interviews various people in cybersecurity. Don't ruin this week for me. I'm not trying to ruin anything. I think it's important to at least talk about. And anyway, he interviewed Rachel Toback. Sorry, Toback. I don't know why I call it Toback. Yes, I met Jack. I've met Jack a few times now, but yeah. So he interviewed Rachel Toback, who is a social engineer and runs a social engineering company as well as a security. It's like a security awareness training company as well. Is she the people hacker? Yes. Although Redacted has made the same apparent heresy that I did earlier. So here's the thing. She I retweeted because she said an interesting thing, which was that she has never written a line of code. And it was kind of a line that was a throwaway line at the beginning of the interview. But I thought it was a really interesting line because it kind of goes to show the point that to be successful in, and let me...
Every single day is Web App Wednesday because all I ever do is web apps.
Thank you, Trash Puppy. To be successful in cybersecurity, all right, you don't have to be able to write code, which I've said for a long time. Now, there's a difference between cybersecurity, right, and pen testing. So, I would say in order to be very successful in pen testing, you kind of need to write code. But there's a massive difference between pen testing and just cybersecurity in general. And like a lot of people, I guess, thought that the fact that she'd never written code meant she wasn't either good at her job or something. It's weird. But like the other thing, that was obviously the minor thing, because you kind of expect that. A lot of people think you should write code. And like let's be clear, there are totally roles in cybersecurity that don't require code. Like, for example, just off the top of my head, you have incident response, right? Why's my phone buzzing? Right. So, like, you have, like, instant response, which is pretty much, you don't write code in instant response. So, like, why would you, as an instant responder, need to be able to code? Like, maybe it might help, right? But like, you don't necessarily need it. And there's a ton of freaking roles that just don't need coding experience, right? So that's like interesting. But then I think it goes into it. So on her profile on Twitter, she describes herself as a hacker. And apparently, and I was completely unaware of this until literally this morning, apparently there's a subsection of our community that thinks that social engineering isn't hacking. And that's just so bizarre to me. Not only because, like, another popular term for social engineering is hacking humans, or human hacking, but also because, like, a big part of red teaming is the social engineering aspect. So, like, if it's a technique used by hackers, how is it not hacking? And I guess that so this is where I got to be delicate, because like there are some people who I think are a bit careful. They see the word hacking and associate it entirely with computer hacking. And there's another set of people who see the word hacking and sort of see it as a technical thing. Right? So something that's very technical, whereas social engineering, not really technical, it's more psychological. So I kind of understand that aspect of it. But the thing I don't really understand, the thing that got me like kind of annoyed earlier, was the people who were saying, you know, hacking is just computer hacking. Because in my view, if you have a word like computer hacking, that kind of implies that hacking isn't just computer hacking. Because why would you have computer hacking as a thing if there weren't other types of hacking? So, like, if you accept the term computer hacking as a description of hacking a computer, then surely you can hack other things, like maybe people. So that was interesting. But yeah, and it culminated. So it was weird. It was really weird. So there are like I like having conversations with people, discussions on Twitter, which I know is a complete mistake. But I like having conversations with people, and I feel like you can have conversations with people that you disagree with, and you can debate things and disagree on things and try and pick people's arguments apart. And at the end of that, either one of three things will have happened. Either one or more of you will have changed your mind a little bit, or maybe completely. Or nobody will have changed their mind. Or potentially... well, one. Oh no, so it was, yeah, so like one of you is convinced, alright, or maybe you both sort of change your mind a little bit. Right, so you kind of understand perspectives, or you just go away. It's like, yep, no, nobody convinced me of anything else. But I feel like if in all three of those scenarios, you can still, like, respect the person. Like, it's okay to disagree with people. Nobody agrees with everybody on everything. So it's perfectly okay to disagree. It's perfectly okay to have a debate and have a civil debate, right? Where you just try and understand someone's point, put your point across, disagree with them, point out, hey, I think you're wrong here, this is why. And whatever happens at the end, even if you don't disagree, even if you don't agree, and nothing's changed, you can still just like be like, oh, well, I guess we're going to have to agree to disagree, right? And I like that when it happens, and it happened earlier, I think. So I think Live Overflow is one of the people who thinks that hacking should be basically is a technical term, and you know, and social engineering isn't actually hacking. He seemed to be slightly convinced that human hacking was an okay term to use. So he sort of, I'm not sure if he always thought that, but he came into it being like hacking is technical, and then he was like, well, I guess human hacking does make sense as a term. So, but like, obviously I didn't convince him, he didn't convince me, but like, we're still on friendly terms, and he was always like, you know, everyone like thinks this is drama, but it's not, I just like debating people. I'm like, yeah, me too. So, it's perfectly fine to have that opinion. Now, what, and to be very clear, he was very civil, okay? So he you know, responded to me on a few points, countered my points, I responded to him, there was a bit of back and forth, but ultimately, everything, I think, was civil. What wasn't civil was a guy this morning who, his initial response was just, social engineering isn't hacking. And I responded, actually, let me actually get the tweets up. Where are they? Right, okay. Let me... So I should preface this. I don't want anyone going and harassing this guy. Okay, I've blocked him because of shit that happened. But please don't go harass him. Please don't go respond to him. It's all fine, right? So anyway, he says... Oop, crap. Social engineering is not hacking. I responded, it's literally known as hacking the human. Okay. And then there was a bit of back and forth. And I thought, like he obviously doesn't have Twitter premium, so his responses were coming in hot. Like, he would like post like, it was kind of annoying, and I know it's not his fault, but it was still kind of annoying that he would respond to multiple different posts of mine, like with 3 different responses all over the place, which was kind of confusing. But again, that's not really his fault. It was just kind of confusing to follow his reasoning, because he was kind of responding in different. He was like hopping all over the place. But anyway, the what he said doesn't really matter. Like, we disagreed. I thought for the most part everyone was being civil, right? And then, while he... Where was it? Yeah, so while we're having this discussion, he posts this. When Live Overflow gives a well-rounded argument with no ad hominem fallacies, it's I appreciate your viewpoint. He's quoting me here, because I said I appreciated Live Overflow's viewpoint. When I do it, it's I don't know what you've got against social engineers, but it's very telling. Which is what I said, because literally one of his freaking things was he like insinuated that social engineers were using the term hacker to like get more money. And it's like, you can't just say that. like what? So, I mean, you can correct me if you think I was going too far here. I don't think this was necessarily uncivil. I just said, I don't know what you've got against social engineers. Then he said, the industry is oozing with grifters. So he's implying I'm a grifter. He's basically, if you look up the definition of a grifter, it's effectively a scammer. So he's implying I'm a scammer. Again, this is in the middle of the conversation that he's having with me. He just posts on his freaking feed. So I was like, well, if you're going to do that, dude, like, no, come on. And so I blocked him. I think I said, what did I say? Here we go. Yeah, so I said Live Overflow didn't say social engineers. Oh, yeah, this is his. He said social engineers LARP as computer hackers for their benefit. So live action roleplay.